Well, welcome back to the National Self Build Renovation Centre here in Swindon in Wiltshire. We're here roaming camera, catching up with people on day one of the Self Build and Renovation Show, the big 3-day event, 31st of January, 1st and 2nd of February. And we're going to catch up with a whole load of experts, a whole load of tech, a whole load of ideas and possibilities, whether you're self-build, renovation, retrofit, all of that kind of stuff. The good news is I might be chatting on the mic to you, but I'm from visual PR. I'm just the one that talks rubbish. This guy talks sense. Nick Wan, welcome, mate.
Allegedly, yeah. Thanks, Chris.
Sustainability manager.
Sustainability manager at the NSBRC.
Yes,
that's
brilliant.
right. So, collaborating on this this broadcast, as we have been for a while.
Just as well, because you're the man that knows.
Yeah, this is it. So
no pressure.
Well, yeah, no pressure at all. Yeah, great, thanks.
Where are we at the moment then?
So we're kicking off in our sustainability theatre. This is probably the only time that we were going to be able to get in here and film when there aren't talks going on. So let's walk and talk a little bit. But yeah, this is where we're going to be able to have loads of talks going on throughout the day. So in this theatre as well as our Build It theatre at the other end of the building. And we thought we'd try and sneak in here before the masses do.
Yeah, it's the only chance we get to this, isn't it? I mean, it's a great facility. It's one of the asides that I am going to quickly make here, actually, is that you get not just all of the stands here, but there's a lot of spaces like this, the theatres and the breakout rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if you haven't been to the centre, essentially we have 200 trade stands where we've got loads of different exhibitors and experts that you can speak to about their different services and goods that they offer. But we also have a couple of theatres like this one where we have seminars and different discussions, Q&As, demonstrations going on. And we also have one-to-ones going on and things like that as well. We've got a few different walking tours that go on as well, actually, And one of the ones that we're going to be slightly ahead of here that we're going to visit in a moment is the new build tour.
We've got to try not to get involved in it.
Yeah, we're slightly ahead of them. I think we're maybe 25 minutes ahead of them starting, so we should be safe.
But before we leave this, very quickly wrapping up on this bit, is that there is, over the 3 days, a whole sequence of seminars you can catch online, and when you arrive here, you'll be able to get the timetable. They're on big screens as well of particular experts, particular topics. And the advice we give in all the previous episodes of Self Build and Renovation Live is have a look and plan.
Yep.
Where do you want to be?
So come along, grab a coffee, have a look through the timetable, decide which talks you really want to get to, which ones you don't want to miss.
Yep.
There is some, if you're coming for more than one day, there is some repetition in the Build It theatre deliberately.
Yep.
So that if there's a clash between two things that you'd like to come to at the Build It theatre or the Sustainability theatre, perhaps you do one on one day and one on the other. But
yes,
there will be some nuance between them as well. So we have some different presenters doing similar topics sometimes.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, basically.
Yeah.
Quickly before we're going to now go around and start catching up with a few people, just quickly over to your left, Nick, that's the one, is the new space that's coming soon, the retrofit zone, which is your baby, really, isn't it?
This is it. So it might not look like much yet, but she's going to be wonderful. So we are going to have a brand new space here, which is dedicated to retrofit. The idea being that the UK's housing stock needs a little bit of love.
Yep.
So whether that is all the way from looking at some low-cost solutions of what you can do to improve the warmth of your home, to keep your home dry, to keep your bills down, all the way through to if you're wanting to do a major renovation, actually you want to do something a bit flashier. It's going to be brilliant. So that's going to be coming in May when we have our next big show here. Okay, well let's take a wander.
Let's walk and talk. I think. So what have we got round here? I mean, I love these. These are so realistic.
Yeah, so if you see this area here, this is our groundwork zone. And this is the beginning of our new build tour that I mentioned. So this is one of our educational exhibits that we have already. So I talked about the retrofit zone as one that's coming up, but this new build tour is one that's here. So you can come and do this anytime you like.
Yep.
However, there are guided tours going on throughout the show. As I said, I think probably about 20 minutes away from one of those happening now, but I thought we'd try and sneak in just ahead. But this area that you're just seeing is all about groundworks. So anything that would go underground with your build, whether that's foundations, whether that is looking at all the different utilities that you're hooking in, whether you're harvesting rainwater, all those sorts of things, lots of options there. And actually what we'll do is if we keep walking through, you'll start to then see that we build from the ground up, and we start to look at different types of building systems. And actually, to those of you with an eagle eye, this area might look familiar on the topic of building systems. as to where we held one of our recent episodes.
6, I think it was. Yeah.
6
Battle
sounds
of the
right.
Build Systems.
Yeah, and we had a really great conversation between 5 different experts representing different types of building systems. And perhaps we'll just take a stroll through some of those, because I think what we did in that episode is we got to have a great chat about the pros and cons and the different challenges and considerations with those build types.
We set them up to fight, basically.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, I'm not sure who won. We'll leave that up to you to
Absolutely.
decide. But yeah, I think it's a really great chance to understand what the different differences are and why you might pick one over the other, given what your plot or your expectations are for your build, what your budget might be, what your time restraints might be. There are lots of different reasons.
And the reason why I think this area is so impressive is that there's certain examples of the different build systems that if you just read about it, you'd go, oh no, that doesn't sound right to me. But it's because you need to see it, you need to feel it, you need to be explained a little bit more, and then you go, oh, okay, that's a really good option.
Yep, and you can touch and feel it. And like we said, with whether it's the groundworks, whether it's the actual full building fabric of the structure, you can touch and feel it, and you can actually get an idea of what that's like. I'm keen that we have a chat with some of these exhibitors here.
Yes.
So let's see who we can get.
We got to make sure we don't upset them because they're chatting to customers and
this is it.
visitors.
So we're secondary, aren't we?
Yeah.
We'll maybe come back to these guys. I'm keen to have a chat. They're recent award winners at the Build It Awards. These guys for
Scandinavian Homes.
Yeah, for one of their log homes.
And I know when we've spoken about that kind of technology, is that what made sense to me, that wood, the thick wood, is that it holds the heat, doesn't it?
This is it, yeah. So
and I hadn't thought of that, because you think of a sauna, for example, that would hold the heat.
The first thing maybe that the image conjures up of a Scandinavian home is this kind of beautiful log cabin, which it can be, absolutely. But I think on top of that is talking about the kind of thermal property of the wood and how it can actually hold on to heat and radiate that. Yeah, I think they're a little bit busy at the moment, so perhaps
no, that's fine. At least we see it in the background. But I notice, Nick, are you able to see down here? Look, you've got some examples of what we're talking about on the wood. Oh, and as if by magic, they've suddenly become available.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Yeah, we're busy this morning actually. Yeah,
I can see that.
Great.
Yeah,
really good news. In general, we're doing okay. Yeah.
A bit more than okay, I think. Award winners, aren't we?
We are. We're very proud of the fact that
we just mounted our award recently for the a self-built home that came in at just under 300,000, mostly because the clients did such a wonderful job. And we've recently just got a lovely new photo of their house here, just showing you what it looks like from the outside. Now that they've, I suspect putting the gates on might have just taken them over that budget slightly, but they've done an amazing job with it. And it's
I think if the gate's the only thing that takes you over budget, you've done okay, right?
Yeah. It's an absolutely fantastic finish, and it's not certified, but it's passive standard house.
Okay,
which is absolutely brilliant. With bills of £10 a month typically.
Yeah, so it's not just a beautiful home; it's a very well performing home.
Absolutely fantastic, comfortable home. The beauty is, it's like a cocoon when you're inside. It's really quiet. It's really cozy. It's really comfortable and clean, and they absolutely love it. They're over the moon about it. In fact, they so much so that they almost drag people in off the street and say, "Come and see our house. How wonderful it is."
I think they fight them off actually.
We find that with a few of our case studies, homeowners that are going to be here today. I think very, very proud to share what they've done, which is great for us because it helps us impart that knowledge. Okay, so for anyone that's watching this that might be coming along to the show this weekend or another time, perhaps, why might they want to come and have a chat with you guys at Scandinavian Homes?
Our houses are about as sustainable as you can get. If you want to save the world for your offspring, your grandchildren, whatever, think about timber as a fantastic building material, and you can't beat it. It's just a wonderful material to work with, as all our builders attest to. They say, when's the next one coming? Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, guys. Right, we're going to leave you and let more visitors come around. I think the tour's going to be with you soon as well. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Congratulations on the award as well. Brilliant job. So, I mean, I'm convinced, I'll be honest, that looked beautiful in that photo, didn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And so we're talking about kind of the log homes there, the timber. actually, if we keep walking through, something you can see on this side, and these guys are a little bit busy right now as well, so we'll keep going.
And this is a key example for me of one of those ones that if you just read it on paper, you'd go, what? But it makes absolute sense with the polystyrene, and that you then put the concrete in the middle of it. Then, of course, you clad it over the top. So it's not like you're leaving it. Like this isn't what your house is going to look like.
No,
you then
not
clad
an ideal
it.
world.
No,
No,
but it's all about that internal, and it's very quick to be able to build.
Very quick to build, and it gives you a lot of flexibility in creating your floor plan and your structure. But it's like you said, what almost starts out as a Lego block that you're then going to pour concrete into becomes the insulation of the build. So it's a complete different approach to Scandinavian Homes who we just spoke to.
Yeah.
And this is why we like to show people different ways of doing things.
I don't know if you're able to catch it, Nick, but down here it actually shows where you've got the cladding on the outside, the concrete filled insulated polystyrene blocks, and then of course you've got plaster on the inside. So it's just phenomenal. It's the stuff that people come up with. Where do you want to go next?
I'm thinking if we could come through this way, and we're going to move the conversation on to roofs, I think.
Watch trip
hazard. I shouldn't be the one to trip over. I spend every day here.
Yeah.
If there's something to trip over, I will find it.
So I mean, even on this front, there's plenty of others to come and have a look at and get an understanding, and see a lot more. It's one of our stars from episode 6.
One of our good friends.
I was hiding in the middle on the last one. I'm not exactly inconspicuous, am I? How are you doing?
I'm good. It's good to see you back here.
Yes, I know.
I know you were very passionately sort of banging the modern masonry, as it says there, drum. Looking forward to a busy 3 days at the show.
It is. It's going to be a busy couple of days. We've had people around already taking a little bit of look, asking about standards for modern housing, taking a look at the actual construction. So it's been a good start.
No, I agree. It was so fun to have you on the show.
It was great.
That was a brawl, wasn't it?
And the question got chucked in, the little grenade in the middle, saying certain other materials were the only reliable source. But yeah, that did get chucked in there. I thought we had a good response to it.
Did you notice that I was like, shall I, shan't I? And I went, yeah.
I think you were expecting a bigger fight than there was. I think we all agreed that his most important thing is for people to go with what they're comfortable with, how they know how to work.
Which is what's good about this kind of event, isn't it? Is you get to come here and see all of them and ask questions about them.
For sure. It's like when we do the building systems here. You know, I've built myself as a self-builder. We're big proponents of masonry. We think it's what people should use. But the biggest answer we give when people say, what should you build out of? We recommend this, but the big one is build what you're comfortable with. Build how you understand. And it's understanding as a self-builder what you are capable of controlling, and understanding is one of the most important bits. Your comfort level is going to be the biggest thing, because it's going to be hard. Whatever way you choose, it's going to be big for a lot of people to take on as a project.
Agreed. Yeah. Well, it's good to see you here again,
pleasure.
Mate. Looking a bit more relaxed than the last time we had you on.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
We're not troublemaking this time, so that's fine.
Yeah, trust you, Chris, to want it to be more of a battle, but I guess you're an entertainer, right?
Exactly, that's my thing. Right, so what did you say? We're moving on to roofing
so this is
now.
a continuation of this new build journey, and we're really moving on to roofing here. So, I mean, what we're seeing from this angle really is a look at loft space. And how to use that in different ways, and whether that is a loft conversion or whether actually that is insulating a loft, whether it's just having it for storage as more traditional loft setup, but actually making it really well perform.
Yeah.
So
again, a variety of different things that people can see.
Sorry, Nick, making you do steps again.
Oh yeah.
Not too many.
Focus, Nick Ruddle. I've got to remember which Nick I'm speaking to now. That's it, mate. You're up. Cameraman safe. Watch your back there.
This is it. No problem.
See, it's a living, breathing space. This it really is. It's all happening.
But actually, what we could capture here is, so this is where you're looking more at maybe a conversion of a loft and making it into a really great space. Nick, you might want to go around that side actually and capture us in there.
Oh yeah, through here.
You can catch the two of us coming out onto our little balcony.
This is clever. So it's not just a loft; it's what you're able to do with the roof and the windows, and window becoming a balcony or whatever it is you want to do. There's so many options.
This is it, and this is something offered by Velux, which you can see is quite a dynamic solution. It's
pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. And then this roofing section here as well. Which is all Tapco, who we could see coming behind me then.
Oh, was that Tapco?
That I was trying not to bump into, So yeah, they do some really great roofing products here as well. Right, I think we're going to carry on back out. And we're going to try and catch Bradfords, I think. Let's go and, unless there's anything else you want to add to here. Chris?
No, that's fine. It's up to you, mate. If you're happy, we've shown everything, Nick. Then,
We'll never show everything. I think
No, that's true.
That's the beauty of it.
It's an amuse-bouche.
That's it. Right, okay, let's see if we've got any friends
You're
at
all right
Bradfords
this
that
time,
want to
Nick.
have a
It's
chat
a
with us.
Obviously, even from the outside, all the things that you can do with the roofs. Now, this Bradfords, I adore this, and especially this outside kitchen.
Yeah, you've
bit.
had an eye on this,
I have
this outdoor
always,
grill, haven't you?
always. It just is absolutely epic. If you can see this, I mean, I'll tell you what, you're lucky that we're not just spending all our time here. Get the pizza oven on the go.
Yeah, maybe at the summer show we'll get that up and running.
I mean, I would just love to have one of these in my garden where it is the kitchen completely, because you can wash, you can cook different things. It's got even the drawers and cupboards that you can to put everything as well. So I mean, it just takes it to another level, doesn't
Yeah,
it? The
it's
outside
amazing.
entertainment.
However, this is beautiful, but I think something that Bradfords are keen to show is that they're more than just these kind of beautiful
Absolutely.
lifestyle elements.
I know you tell me off when I obsess
no,
about
no,
this because
no,
it
they-
looks cool. It's the fluffy
Well,
bit.
they put it front and center, and it's eye catching, right? So it's
Absolutely.
great. But yeah, they do. You'll see on the sign here. This is actually a stand that's in. As you can see, it's one of our biggest stands and grandest, but it's kind of it's a bit under transition at the moment. But there's a bit of a list of all the different things that Bradfords do offer in terms of building materials, and it really is
Yeah.
everything all the way down to the screws that you're going to need for your build. A lot of materials you're going to be able to source through these guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, look, you do see their lorries out and about. So building materials, plumbing and heating, kitchens and bathrooms, renewables, tool and plant hire, landscaping. Kind of.
It's a lot.
It
It's a lot of the things that you might want to be able to get hold of. So I think we're maybe a little bit early to these guys because we were trying to beat the walking tour coming around, but we might come back and try and have a chat with someone from Bradfords later.
Absolutely. So, I
think
heard the
we'll
holler,
keep it
give me
moving.
10. This was where we were in for episode 5, which was the
so
celebrating 10
That's
years
when we're
of...
talking about 10 years of employee ownership. Yeah, that
it's a
was
lovely
brilliant
space,
episode.
that. I do love it. And the Ultraline sliding doors, absolutely amazing.
I mean, really beautiful, and the size of it, you know,
It's the phrase I've seen on a program where they created it is it brings your indoors outdoors.
yes, and that is it.
Just
isn't it?
opens everything up, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It
that's
is
it. So
lovely,
it's
that.
as you were talking about with the kind of the outdoor grill, it's that indoor-outdoor living, isn't it?
It is.
Okay,
Okay,
let's-
now you got to play this so that we can still come back to Bradfords at some
Yeah,
point.
it's okay. We might catch them this broadcast. We might have to catch them next time. That's not a
fine.
problem. But we're going to keep moving through. And what we'll see is on this side, we've got our finishes zone, sponsored by Pietra. Loads of different finishes here. So loads of things that you can see through, from flooring to work surfaces, lots of actually stairs and things like that in this area. And then on the opposite side, you can see our professional services hub, where this is where you'll see lots of smaller boards for partners that we have here who perhaps offer more in terms of guidance and advice rather than a physical product.
Yeah.
So you can get loads of great expert advice in here. And on our acquire today, all of this is here for you to almost flip through like a really brilliant directory. But days like today, a lot of these people are actually giving talks and presentations and
course
are
they are,
available
yeah.
for one-to-one chats as well. So you can get some really great advice from here.
And I think we've had a few of them on various episodes
Yes.
with their expertise, or on the panel
Absolutely.
shows that we did in the last show you did here as well.
Yeah, even a couple that are right in front of us. We've got Total Home Environment. We've got Mark Dude's Planning as well.
We did, yeah.
So just by picking two that were right in front of us, there are a
Andrew
couple
Jones,
that
the
are featured
Batman,
already.
I saw in there. We've had him on.
Yes.
He does have a little stand there. as
He's
well,
always
doesn't he?
popular. Anyone that's going to be able to get you your VAT back on your build is going to be a
I think I
popular
saw
chap.
him earlier walking around as well.
Oh
so
yeah, he'll be around
he
for
will.
sure.
CLPM, we've had them here.
Yeah, Rob, who does actually our renovation tours, which he'll be running today. So he's
Yeah.
been on a couple of episodes. And is
Frame
it-
Technologies, we've had them on. I remember them coming
Yeah,
on as well.
Absolutely.
Right, where do you want to go
So
next?
I think what we're going to do is we're just going to spin around, because I did just want to just showcase the mezzanine from a different angle.
Yeah, that's my favourite studio spot up there, isn't
Yeah,
it?
so this may look familiar or may look unfamiliar because it's a slightly different angle, but we've filmed quite a few of the episodes up there. It's our favourite spot for filming.
It is brilliant.
But that's actually acting as our benchmark VIP members area this weekend. So our benchmark membership is for anybody who's really really committed to a build project, and they know that they are going to be using the centre a lot, and they want to get the absolute most out of the centre. So we offer so much for free as it is, that it's not for everybody. But what it will mean is that if you are really wanting to get the most out of everything here, it just for a membership fee, a pretty affordable one as well, to be fair, especially compared to a build
2
price.
years, doesn't it?
This is it, and and a membership is per household as well. It's not. So if you're a household that's going to be moving together, you don't have to be able to attend events or have VIP treatment at shows. You don't have to each have a membership. It's per project.
And if you consider in the last episode that we did, when we had Clive on, who obviously has done, well, actually, we were talking about one of his self-builds.
So someone like that would be
10 times
massively
he's been here.
benefit from.
Exactly.
And some of the things you do get for being a member of Benchmark. Okay, the obvious thing here is that you get a little bit of an area that's a VIP respite area where you can go and relax if you want to get away from the buzz of everything for a bit, and probably get a bottle of bubbly while you're up there as well.
I think it's officially a glass of bubbly, mate, not a bottle.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
But beyond just the show, you also you do get to book some one-to-ones with some of our experts who you see behind us, and you can actually book some of those in advance, where actually that's not open to everybody else.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so you have to book on the day unless you're a Benchmark member, where you can book one or two in advance.
Got you.
You will also get access to all our courses at a reduced rate as well. So you'll get our best discount on our educational courses, which are really the only other thing that we ever charge for.
Got you.
So all our workshops, free workshops and everything like that, you can always come to, but you also get this personal shopper service as well. So when you arrive, someone will know you're arriving, will show you around and be really on hand to talk with you whenever you like.
Like it. Fair shout. Sounds good.
It's the gold standard of the treatment you can
absolutely.
get here, really.
And like I said, if you're involved in a project or more than one project where you're coming back multiple times to see the different stages as you go through, I'm just checking to make sure. No, I think you guys still on the phone. Where do you want to go to next?
So I want to try and have a chat with Sven next. So I'm going to tap him on the shoulder.
Okay.
Are you up for a chat, Sven? Yeah. Feel free to join us if you'd like. Sorry to disrupt your comfort.
Come and have a stand for a second. If I give you this.
Yeah.
So we've just been talking about this being our area for expert one-to-ones.
Yep.
We've given a bit of a brief on what that is, but actually now we get to speak to one of our experts that are doing one-to-ones. So Sven, tell us a little bit about what it is that you do and what people might be coming to talk to you about.
Okay, so I'm actually a landscape designer, and I think it's one of those subjects that people often dismiss at the beginning of a project, and then realise they need to address at a rather late stage, and that's really the wrong way to go about it. Mm-hmm. So for some people, the first they hear of landscape design is when they get their planning permission, and there's a planning condition that says they can't start until they've submitted and had approved a landscape plan. And then they scratch their heads and they wonder, what on earth's that?
I was going to do that later.
Well, exactly, you know. And I mean, you know, one of the sort of obvious things that isn't obvious until you say it is that a well-designed garden doesn't cost any more than a poorly designed garden.
Okay, yeah.
So you've got to build the garden anyway. So, you know, it does make sense to start thinking about landscaping early.
Yep.
And it's a mistake people often make to leave it too late. And indeed, in my opinion, it can be helpful to engage some landscape advice even before you decide whether or not to buy a particular plot.
Yes.
Because it even involves things like, where would you put the house? How would you orient it? Would your house be a rectangle or an L shape? You know, literally, how does it sit in the landscape?
Yep.
When it comes to things like planning permission, it might be prudent to get some sort of a landscape appraisal, a sort of cut down version of a landscape and visual impact assessment.
Yes.
That can go some way to taking out the subjective element in the planning committee's decision making. You know, right? But we can help all the way through. So we can do conceptual designs that a variant of which will usually satisfy a planning condition, all the way through to detailed specifications and construction details that would allow a client to go out for competitive tenders, or we can do it on their behalf.
Yeah.
People often assume you'll go for competitive tenders for the house build, or an extension build, and then somehow seem quite happy to go to a local landscaper and have them come up with a design and build without any particular price commitment, which surprises me, because actually landscaping is not cheap. And you should be budgeting tens of thousands of pounds. I mean, it's difficult to be precise, but somewhere between perhaps you should say 10% of a new build should be allocated to external works. I mean, it might be 4%, it might be 15%, but it's not 1%.
Yes,
which is what a lot of people think.
If you think of the allocation of space, it's much more than 10% of your space, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
No, okay. And it sounds like there's a familiar message that I hear from all of our experts, which really is, come and use us all early, engage us all early, and create a whole plan before you actually start going to do things. And it sounds like that follows with you as well.
Absolutely. I mean, it's much easier to tear up a sheet of paper and throw it in the bin and start again than it is to demolish a construction or a garden and start again. Believe me.
No, brilliant. So it sounds like coming and having a chat with you would be a great way for people to navigate that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Sven. I hope you have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. See you soon.
Absolutely brilliant. Great. That's an angle I hadn't thought of. So thank you for those pearls of wisdom. Right, we got 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Right. Okay. Let's go.
Where do you want to go?
A chat with Good Energy while we're here.
Oh yes, you did. I think they'll be relieved we've only got a few minutes, won't they? To be honest with you.
Yeah, this is it. It looks like they might be a bit busy for us at the moment. Anyway,
they are, aren't they? Yeah.
So perhaps we'll have to want to come back to these guys.
Although I think is that a visitor with them, or is?
You up for a chat? I think they're up for a chat. Yes, guys. We'll come to you later if that's all right.
Good morning.
Hiya. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. Yourselves?
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks.
Good.
Yeah. So, if you could just tell people a little bit, really, that might not know. Tell us a bit about who Good Energy are, what it is you do, and why people might want to come and talk to you today.
Okay, no problem. So Good Energy is obviously an energy supplier, the only wholly renewable energy supplier in the whole of the UK. And have in the last sort of 18 months or so stretched out into becoming a services division. So I think they've been doing heat pumps for a while longer, maybe 4 years, but in the last 18 months have become an installer of solar panels, battery storage, electric vehicle charge points. So helping people to further reduce.
So it's a really joined up service. It's not kind of just a mix and match of different things.
No,
so you can help people with that connectivity, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a one-stop shop now. So you can have all of your renewables supplied and installed and have fantastic tariffs that will suit an EV charger, suit a battery, suit a heat pump. Yeah.
At which point would people come and speak to you guys within their project?
Literally any. So some people have been living in their home for the last 30 years and have decided now's the time to add solar panels and a battery, or they've had solar panels sometimes, so they now want to add a battery. And then we have people come at the design stage where they're about to build a home or renovate a home, and they're looking for renewable solutions for their energy. So literally anything.
So there's a lot of flexibility, I suppose. We were just having a chat about landscaping, weren't we? And a lot of things that are really a physical part of the project.
Yeah.
That actually the advice we get from a lot of the experts there is, across the board, is come and engage us as early as you can, because it's tricky to, exactly as Sven said, it's easy to rip up a sheet of paper than it is actually to start ripping down walls and start over.
Yeah.
But actually, I suppose with yourselves, there's a really varied level of engagement that people can have. It could be that it's just an energy tariff, or it could be a much deeper engagement. It could be a real involvement with a whole home kind of setup.
100%. And of course we do commercial stuff as well, really big commercial stuff.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
And also, we're very pleased to be saying that Good Energy are, you guys were last year sponsors of our Festival of Sustainable Homes in May.
Yeah.
And are going to be again this year.
Absolutely.
So we're really looking forward to that.
Yeah, no, we're proud of that.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing event. So I think you guys, although you've got a beautiful space here, I think you get to be front and centre for that one as well, which will be great.
Yeah, no, fantastic. Yeah, thank you.
Well, magic. Thank you for that. Much appreciated in the chat.
Thanks very much.
Come and have a chat to these guys and find out. Even if you're not at the stage that you think you need anything now, come and find out. I think that's the trick. You might be surprised. It could happen sooner than you realise. Right, what do you want to do now?
I think let's make one more stop before we wrap. I'm
Fine.
keen to show you
Nick's going to
something.
tell us off now because he'll know that we're going
Sorry,
over
Nick,
time.
one more thing, but I just wanted to show you, Chris, one thing that I know you're going to enjoy. Hi, Rob.
Hello, Rob. You're right.
It's our old friend from several episodes.
Good old Robbo.
He's going to be working hard this weekend. So
Right,
what I
well-
wanted to show you is just a little
Oh,
bit.
yes,
you know,
I'm going to be silly about this one,
what
aren't
this
I?
is going to be. So we've been looking at some really useful, practical stuff here, haven't we?
We have.
So I'd just like to show you something that's a little bit indulgent, a little
Yes.
bit fun. And this is brand new to the centre, actually. They've actually got a screen up here, but we're going to go a bit deeper than this. But
We jump into here. Where
yeah.
are we going?
So we're going to have a chat. We're going to go inside. This is
Ooh,
brand new.
ooh.
This was finished yesterday, this area. So we're going to have a chat with Living Home Tech. I think as long as there's space in there, is there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Shall I hand this over?
Thank
There
you.
go.
Hey, we were just saying that. I think this was just finished yesterday, was it?
Yes.
Or this week at least.
Yeah, this week. So we're calibrating final touches, the acoustics,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Thursday this week. So yeah, literally yesterday.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So
I think we should go inside
Absolutely,
and carry
yeah.
on with this chat because it's let's see what it's all about. So here we are in the cinema room.
yes, we'll turn it down a bit.
Yeah, Maverick's being a bit noisy for
Yes,
us. But
he
yeah,
is.
tell us a little bit about this. And I mean, it's all clearly an amazing setup, but how could this apply to someone's home?
Yeah, so we're just showcasing here exactly what we can do with any space where we kind of call it is room within a room, where we can convert a garage, a disused room, a loft space. This space was tricky because it's quite restricted. We had a shutter there, that sort of thing. So we're just showcasing here exactly what sort of finish we can achieve, but also with the performance in mind, not just to make it look great, but the acoustic performance, the visuals have still got to be
Yep.
reference level for us to be able to deliver that immersive space for our clients. So home cinema, it's always a good talking point on a project.
Yeah, and we were just saying we've been looking at some real self-build fundamentals or renovation fundamentals, but this is a bit of luxury, isn't it? This is a little bit of
yeah.
you treat yourself with
This,
this.
this
stuff.
is a want rather than a need.
Yeah.
This is a kind of cost can escalate with this quite quickly
Yeah.
with the different tech. But we start at various budgets, but we still keep that design ethos in mind.
Yes.
Speakers are in the best location still, whether we use
Yeah.
certain branded speakers, that sort of thing. The concept is still the same.
And I guess the logic would follow that if possible, if somebody is setting out on a self-build project, why not engage you as soon as possible to factor in what's going to make your life easier to make their setup
Absolutely,
ideal.
yeah, absolutely. We get involved at stage 2, along with the architects and designers.
Yeah.
We become part of the design team.
Okay.
So it's not just cinema that we do. Obviously, we're showcasing that here, and that's fun. But we do lighting, design, essentially
Okay,
everything
brilliant.
with a wire
Yeah.
in people's homes. It's important to think about lighting. Cinema comes into it. That's the fun stuff that we love doing. That's where our passion comes
Yeah.
from. There's other essentials that you do need in a home.
Yeah.
People want Wi-Fi around the home, be able to control their heating, that sort of thing, and integrate it. And that's
Yes.
where we come in.
Fantastic.
And we start at the design stage and help with that.
Okay, so although this is the showy bit,
Yeah,
there is
there's
more to it.
it.
As well.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is the
Fantastic.
fun bit. If there's budget left, we'll do it. If
Yeah,
there
yeah,
isn't,
yeah.
this is often the first bit that's cut back, and
This
we'll
is
go.
it.
We'll just make it a TV room for now, and come back to a cinema
Yeah,
later
okay.
on when budget allows. That's often happens
But
on
I
our
suppose
projects.
you could also add this to an existing home as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. We do a full turnkey service, so we will literally take a disused space, like a garage, that sort of thing is very popular, and we will convert everything into a fully fledged immersive cinema.
Fantastic, and I can vouch. I don't know if it comes across on the camera.
No, probably
because it's
not.
tricky, but the sound is brilliant in here.
Yes.
It's really deadened, and I did come in this morning actually and have a sit down on the sofa.
You did,
and
for
This
quite a while.
surround. So yeah, I know. I
Yeah,
was
that's
thinking
it.
I probably should leave, but yeah, I think we were watching James Bond then, and there were bullets going all around me. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
But no, thank you so much. Welcome to the centre.
Thank you very much.
I hope you have a
Appreciate
great
it.
weekend.
Yeah, thank you very much. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Magic. Thank you very much. So if you don't see us for a little while, you know where we are now, okay? We're in here. Absolutely amazing. We've even got like a big console here that turns on and off all the bits that you do and don't want.
Yep.
And I want that. That's just incredible.
That's the problem, isn't it? You walk
And I
in there
love
you
this
want it.
room within a room. They've obviously designed this to almost look like that was a garage there.
Yes.
And you've then built it with an entrance hall and then the actual space itself. It's amazing. Right, before I wax too lyrical, we've overshot really, but only by about 5 minutes. So we're going to wrap this roam up. We got another 3 to come.
That's right.
Because we've still got absolutely loads to see. More to the point, you've got absolutely loads to see. So make sure you're getting yourself down here. It's on for another 2 days. So if you're watching this will be being broadcast as live shortly. And we're on day 1, Friday the 31st of January, 2025. It's also Saturday and Sunday, and you can jump online, get the tickets completely free. It's £12 if you just turn up, but you can still book yourself on for free. Loads of parking, also completely free.
Yep, no, there's no hidden charges.
It's crazy. So get yourself down here. There's so much to see. We're going to be looking at some amazing things later, some tech that just still blows my mind, even though I've already seen most of it now. We've got the renovation house. We're actually going to go inside the renovation house with the camera this time.
Yes, absolutely.
We lost it because the Wi-Fi signal isn't great in there, but we're not broadcasting
we're as
live.
rather than live today. So if you're watching this live on any of our platforms, you're probably about 30 minutes behind us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the roaming number 1 done. We'll see you in about an hour or so for the second roam that we're going to do, which will be a new group of people, a new corner of this show. We'll be back shortly.
See you soon.